In the quaint town of Windermere, nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, stood a forgotten house with a haunting past. It was the summer of 1996 when the Anderson family, consisting of John, Sarah, and their infant daughter Emily, decided to leave the bustling city life behind and settle in this serene rural village. The house they found seemed like a steal, spacious, albeit a bit old and dusty. Ignoring the faint odor and the aged ambiance, they eagerly moved in. For the first couple of weeks, life in Windermere was idyllic for the Andersons. But as time passed, strange occurrences began to unfold. One afternoon, while Sarah was tidying up the upstairs rooms, she stumbled upon a peculiar doll hidden in the corner of a dusty closet. Its once vibrant colors had faded, and its porcelain face bore a haunting expression. Emily, their daughter, took an instant liking to the doll, insisting on carrying it around everywhere she went. However, as Emily's attachment to the doll grew, so did the unsettling events within the house. Strange noises echoed through the halls at night, chilling the family to their bones. Shadows danced in the dimly lit rooms, and a feeling of dread permeated the air. Desperate for answers, John sought counsel from the local church. Father Michael, the parish priest, listened intently to their tale of eerie occurrences. With a solemn expression, he shared the dark history of the doll. Decades ago, a troubled man had inhabited the same house. Consumed by bitterness and despair, he had crafted the doll, imbuing it with his malevolent energy before vanishing into the night, leaving behind a legacy of anguish. Fearing for their safety, the Andersons followed Father Michael's guidance, performing rituals to cleanse the house of its sinister presence. With each prayer and incantation, the atmosphere began to lighten, and the malevolent presence gradually faded away. In the end, the Andersons emerged from the ordeal with a newfound appreciation for the power of faith and the resilience of the human spirit. As they bid farewell to Windermere, they left behind the haunted house and its dark secrets, hoping that no other family would fall victim to the cursed doll's sinister influence. In the quiet town of Willow Creek, nestled deep within the misty forests of Oregon, there stood a dilapidated Victorian mansion that had long been abandoned. Its towering turrets and ivy-covered walls whispered tales of a bygone era, shrouded in mystery and tragedy. One stormy evening, as lightning streaked across the sky and thunder rumbled ominously, a young couple named Alex and Mia sought refuge from the downpour within the decrepit mansion. They were adventurous souls, drawn to the allure. As they ventured deeper into the dimly lit corridors, their flashlight beams danced across the dusty furniture and cobweb-covered portraits. But it was the sight of a forgotten doll, sitting atop a dusty pedestal in the grand foyer, that sent shivers down their spines. The doll, with its porcelain face and glassy eyes, seemed to watch their every move with a silent intensity. Mia, unable to resist its eerie charm, reached out to touch it. As her fingers brushed against the cold porcelain, a whisper filled the air, barely audible above the howling wind. Startled, Alex and Mia exchanged nervous glances, but curiosity got the better of them. Ignoring the warning signs, they decided to spend the night within the mansion's walls, determined to uncover its secrets. As the hours passed and the storm raged on, strange things began to happen. Shadows danced in the corners of the room, and disembodied whispers echoed through the halls. Mia's unease grew with each passing moment, but Alex remained steadfast in his determination to unravel the mystery of the whispering doll. In the dead of night, as the storm reached its peak, the doll came to life, its porcelain lips parting to reveal a voice from beyond the grave. It spoke of a tragic love story, of betrayal and heartbreak that had plagued the mansion for centuries. Terrified, Alex and Mia fled into the night, their hearts pounding with fear. But the whispers followed them, haunting their every step as they raced through the rain-soaked streets of Willow Creek. It spoke of a tragic love story, of betrayal and heartbreak that had plagued the mansion for centuries. Terrified, Alex and Mia fled into the night, their hearts pounding with fear. But the whispers followed them, haunting their every step as they raced through the rain-soaked streets of Willow Creek. In the light of dawn, they returned to the safety of their own home, vowing never to speak of their harrowing experience again. But the memory of the whispering doll lingered, a reminder of the darkness that lurked within the abandoned mansion and the price of delving too deeply into the unknown. In the quiet suburb of Briarwood, nestled among rows of neatly manicured lawns and blooming gardens, the Thompson family lived in a cozy two-story house. It was a picture-perfect existence with loving parents, Mark and Laura, and their two children, Tommy and Emily. Their peaceful life took a dark turn when Laura stumbled upon an antique doll at a neighborhood garage sale. The doll, with its delicate features and intricate lace dress, seemed to beckon to her from the dusty table where it lay. Despite the vendor's warnings of its troubled history, Laura couldn't resist the doll's haunting beauty and decided to bring it home. Little did she know she had invited a malevolent force into their lives. At first, the Thompsons dismissed the strange occurrences as mere coincidences, misplaced belongings, inexplicable drafts, and the eerie sensation of being watched. But as the days passed, the doll's presence grew more sinister. Tommy, the youngest of the Thompson children, became particularly attached to the doll, carrying it with him everywhere he went. But his innocent affection soon turned to obsession as he began to exhibit erratic behavior and violent outbursts. Laura and Mark, growing increasingly concerned, attempted to remove the doll from their home, but each time they tried, they were met with inexplicable resistance. It was as if the doll had a will of its own, refusing to be cast aside. Then, one fateful night, as the family slept soundly in their beds, a chilling scream pierced the silence of the night. Rushing to investigate, Laura and Mark found Tommy's lifeless body, his small form crumpled on the floor, surrounded by shards of shattered porcelain. Heartbroken and desperate for answers, Laura turned to the local historian, who revealed the dark history of the doll. It had once belonged to a grieving mother who, consumed by grief and madness, had imbued it with her vengeful spirit before taking her own life. Determined to put an end to the doll's reign of terror, Laura and Mark performed a ritual to banish the vengeful spirit from their home. With each incantation, the air grew heavy with tension, until finally the doll shattered into a million pieces, releasing the trapped soul within.